This will take your hair from being dry, lifeless, and dull to moist and popping. Hey guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. As you can tell by the title, today I'm going to be talking to you about hair care regimens and teaching you how to establish or how to create one. But before we get into this video, if you are new to my channel, welcome. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, give this video a very huge thumbs up, and be sure to share this video with your family and your friends. Now, let's just get right into this video. And the first thing we want to know is, what is a hair care regimen? Or do I even have a hair care regimen? Or do I even need a hair care regimen? And I'm here to tell you that you definitely do need a hair care regimen. So if you see me looking down, it's because I have notes written down, and so I'm just using them to ensure that I stay on track. So a hair care regimen helps you to achieve all of your natural hair goals. It can literally take you from a 2 hair-wise to a 10. And it also helps you to understand your hair needs and help you to better understand what products are better suited for you and what products you should be using on your hair. If you remember in my natural hair journey video, I stated that having a foundation is so important. And if you haven't seen my natural hair video, I'm going to put the link to that video right up here. So yeah, having a foundation is very important, and that foundation is your hair care regimen. Those bomb and pop-in wash and goes and twist outs that you admire so much, you can achieve them once you really have a strong hair care regimen or a strong wash day foundation. And that's literally all that you need to achieve the styles that you desire or that you admire so much. So what's the first thing you do, or how do you establish a hair care regimen? You currently look at what you're doing right now. You want to look at how often you're washing your hair, what are you using to wash your hair, and then what are your steps after you wash your hair. So I'm going to guide you along how to establish a really good hair care regimen. First things first is you need to decide on how often you're going to wash your hair. My suggestion is to wash your hair weekly. It just shows a sign of cleanliness. But you know, other persons prefer to wash their hair every 2 weeks, once a month. Again, my suggestion is weekly for a really good regimen. If you're someone like me who has scalp issues, weekly is ideal. Like, we do need to wash our hair weekly to avoid our hair having any scent or just a buildup of like dandruff and products that's very excessive. So once you decided on how often you're gonna wash your hair, you need to decide on if you're going to use a shampoo or a co-wash. Now personally, I'm a shampoo girl, always have been, always will be. A shampoo is really good for cleaning the hair and the scalp and removing product buildup. I mean, a co-wash can do it, but I just don't feel like a co-wash alone can really give your hair and scalp that good clean that it needs. So I recommend using a shampoo because you do want to ensure that your hair and your scalp is thoroughly cleansed, because that is an essential and a key step to having a really good hair care regimen and to ensuring that your style comes out looking the way that you want it to look when you style your hair. So just know that it's okay to miss a wash day or to extend a wash day every now and then. You don't have to literally be so strict with sticking to your wash day, but the goal is to just be as consistent as you can when it comes to your wash days, when it comes to washing your hair. Okay, now that we've established the first step, which is washing, because we know that washing our hair and cleansing our hair and scalp is crucial to having a really good wash day and a really good hairstyle, because hair does not pop or thrive on dirty hair or dirty hair follicles. The next step is conditioning, and I feel like this step is pretty much self-explanatory because I mean, I'm sure every natural loves to condition their hair. So I'm just going to give you some conditioning tips. The first one is going to be when you put the conditioner on your hair, it's best to detangle your hair in the shower under the water. That step helps you to shed less. The less hair you shed, the more hair you get to keep on your head. It makes detangling easier because with the water and the conditioner, it's just this mixture of slippery goodness, and your fingers or your comb literally just goes through your tresses, and it's just a breeze when you detangle underneath the shower, underneath the water. The next tip is you want to detangle your hair in sections. So normally I detangle my hair in 2 sections. That tends to work really well for me, but if you need to use more than 2 sections, you are definitely welcome to. I know that there are persons that do 4 sections. Whatever works for you works for you, but I do recommend sectioning your hair to detangle. And then once you're done detangling and you are about to come out of the shower, you want to pat dry your hair with a t-shirt or a microfiber towel. You don't want to dry your hair completely because you are going to be going in with your next step, which is deep conditioning. This is the most, other than washing and really cleansing your hair, deep conditioning is probably the most crucial step as well. Again, if you watched my natural hair journey video, you'll see where I mentioned that I deep condition weekly. That is my suggestion, that is my recommendation, to deep condition your hair weekly to help you achieve those hair goals that you have for yourself. Deep conditioning is so important. This step right here is how you train your hair to retain moisture. This will take your hair from being dry, lifeless, and dull to moist and popping, I promise you. With consistency with deep conditioning, you'll see that your hair is going to go from 0 to 100 in a matter of no time once you're consistent with it. Now, how long should you leave the deep conditioner on for? The product label normally gives their recommendation. For the majority, they all say about 30 minutes to an hour. However, I recommend if you can leave it on longer than that, leave it on longer than an hour. I would definitely say leave it on for about 4 hours to really ensure that your hair soaks up all of that goodness and all of the nutrition the deep conditioner is going to give it for your hair. Now, I do not recommend overnighting with a deep conditioner because that is another way to cause product buildup on your scalp. So that's literally going to defeat the purpose of cleansing your scalp on wash day. I also recommend using a heat cap or a steamer when conditioning your hair, especially if you have low porosity hair. Now, I've never used a heat cap or a steamer, and that's because I don't have any. So it's definitely on my list to purchase and try. But if you can go out and get one, or if you have one, I recommend using it when deep conditioning your hair. So the steamer is going to really open up your hair follicles and allow the deep conditioner to get in to really moisturize your hair strands, and that's what you really want from your deep conditioner. You want it to do its job, which is to go in and lock itself and help you to retain moisture. So when you're rinsing the deep conditioner out, you want to be sure that you rinse the deep conditioner out in cool to cold water. You don't want to use hot water. Warm water is still a little bit too warm, so I suggest using cool to cold water to rinse your deep conditioner out. If you're not going to be going in with a steamer or a heat cap, then I recommend putting a plastic shower cap or even a plastic bag on your hair. That way it helps a little bit of heat to get onto the hair, so you could leave that on while you have your hair sitting in the deep conditioner for about 4 hours. That's another really good step. It's cost effective, and it's the method that I've been doing since I don't have the heat cap or the steamer like I mentioned. And so those 3 are your basic hair care regimen tips. You literally want to ensure that each wash day you wash, condition, and deep condition. So these are additional steps that you want to add into your hair care regimen, and the first one is going to be hot oil treatments. Hot oil treatments, you can find these little packets in your local hair stores, maybe even on Amazon. I don't know of any hair brand to actually sell a product that's called hot oil treatment. Like, most brands just sell hair oils, but like, no, there are local stores that sells those little hot oil treatment packets, and when you go in there, it'll say hot oil treatment packets. I'll insert a clip here for you to see it. So If your hair is extremely dry, this is a step that you want to add into your hair care regimen. So you're gonna do this before you wash. So you'll wash, condition, deep condition, but if your hair is extremely dry and you're adding a hot oil treatment, you want to add this treatment before you wash, and this will kind of work like your pre-poo treatment in a way. So you'll take the packet, most times you take the packet and you put it in a cup of hot water, and you allow it to warm up, or you can put it in the microwave and just warm it up. So you're going to take the hot oil treatment and you're going to apply it into your hair in sections. You will cover your hair in a plastic shower cap or plastic bag, or you can even use the heat cap or the steamer, and you will leave this on your hair for 30 minutes to an hour. Then you're going to go in with your washing, your conditioning, and your deep conditioning. I recommend doing this before you shampoo your hair because the shampoo is going to help eliminate the excess oils, so you don't want your hair to be so oily. So I definitely recommend doing the hot oil treatment before you shampoo, and then you go in with your other hair care regimen steps. Another additional step that you can add into your hair care regimen is protein treatments or just regular hair treatments. Now, most people are like, what are hair treatments? And people mostly get these done at the salon, and most times you have no clue what the salon is using in your hair, because most times they don't even really show you when they're treating your hair. Like, you know, when you go in, I know in my experience, like when I go in and I pay for a wash, a treatment, and a style, they never actually really show me what they're using on my hair to treat it. Like, I never really knew what I was paying for when it came to a treatment. But in any event, there are DIY protein treatments and treatments that you can do, and I'm going to get into those treatments in another video, so just hang on and bear with me. But that's an additional step that you can add into your regimen. Now, where are you going to add this step? So if you're going to be doing a hair treatment, you will add this step in after you condition your hair, but before you deep condition. And so you're probably thinking like, but why? And it's like, because for the most part, when I went to the salon, they always treated my hair first and then condition. And I guess it's because the treatment sometimes can make your hair a little bit hard or a little bit dry, I don't know. But I do feel that you should treat your hair after you condition it and then deep condition it, just so you can further detangle your hair and add the moisture back into your hair follicles. So you will wash, you will condition, then you will use your treatment, and then you will deep condition, and then you will style. So again, these are additional steps. You don't have to do these steps every week. The more you get into your hair care regimen, the more you will understand what your hair needs and when your hair needs it. So I do recommend doing protein treatments or regular hair treatments once every 4 to 6 months. I don't feel that they need to be done as often, but again, the more you get into your hair care regimen, the more you'll understand what your hair needs and how often these things need to be done. And then the final additional step that you want to add into your hair care regimen, and other than shampoo and deep conditioning, this step is actually pretty crucial too, even though it's an additional one, and that's trimming. So I did speak about trimming in my natural hair journey video. If you watched it again for the third time, you would see where I said that trimming is so crucial and so important. So trimming is a step just like treatments that you can do every 6 months. If you need to trim before that, definitely trim before that. I do recommend trimming your hair every 6 months. This will literally take your curls from looking straggly and lumpy to just looking healthy and popping. And if you want your hair to grow and if you want your hair to flourish, you want to trim off those split and those dead ends. You definitely want to be sure to get rid of those ends so that your hair can thrive and definitely look its best. Guys, that is literally how you establish a hair care regimen. That is the additional steps in a hair care regimen that you need. So I recommend writing all these steps down. I recommend saving this video. I recommend sharing this video with natural friends and family so that they can get some of the knowledge that you've received today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have made it this far into the video, comment trimming below. It'll let me know that you've definitely watched this video all the way to the end. So thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video if you enjoy it and if you found the information very informative and very helpful, and I will see you guys in the next upload.